and welcome listeners to Rochester High School here for the semifinals of the Rochester SemiState, the first ever semi-state for Indiana high school girls wrestling. 16-man brackets have been pared down to 4 apiece as we have our state qualifiers, and we're going to bring you the next 2 rounds here throughout the night, here on Friday night, with Team State tomorrow for a broadcast. High atop the bleachers here on the end of the Rochester gym. We're trying to get everything set up for our broadcast here. We are experiencing some internet difficulties. I can give you an update on where Jay County is so far. Katie Rouse was defeated in the blood round, the ticket round, by Angelina Clay by a score of 4-3. At 105 pounds, Sophia Thomas was defeated in the first round. Tatiana Willis was defeated in the first round at 115 pounds. At 120 pounds, Callie Yates was pinned by Hannah Early of North Miami. Liz Wendell was pinned at 120 and eliminated, as was Willow Hardy at the first round in 5 minutes and 5 seconds. The Patriots got their first state qualifier with Lena Lingo. She was a winner by fall after receiving a bye in the first round. She wins it by fall over Dana Wiseman in 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Emily Maynor is also going to state. She beat Alexis Huffs from here in Rochester in just 23 seconds. She's 21-1 on the year. At 145 pounds, Malia Parson was tech-fauled in the ticket round and was eliminated. At 155, Madison Gage won her first round, made it to the ticket round, but lost to Grace Hirams. At 155, a second state qualifier for Jay County, as defending state champion Mallory Winter won in just 50 seconds. Tessa Miller was defeated in the first round, and Sydney Huftel was also defeated in the first round. So it's Winter, Maynor, and Lingo going on for Jay County. And we are underway here in the semifinals. We are still trying to make our way through the internet here. So we do not have the best reception when it comes to these things. So we'll try to do our best. There is no display here with names and no PA announcer. I can tell you that Juliana Ocampo and her sister Isabel are both on the mat right now. We're running 4 mats. We're going to try to bring you these if we can get there. Reaching the finals at 100 pounds is Honecker from East Noble, along with Quinn from North Miami at 110. The semi-state final will be Clay from Lakeland and Honecker from East Noble. We get a win for Juliana Ocampo here by fall. And right now it is Isabel wrestling Marissa Schneider. Schneider from East Noble. East Noble in first place on the team board by a lot. They're going to win this thing today. Not running the semifinals on 2 mats, but instead 4 mats. So we're going to do our best to bring you as much of this as we can. Finally getting track pulled up here. First up for Jay County will be Lingo. Ocampo leads 2-0 over there against East Noble. Here we go, we're finally up. Ocampo wrestling Schneider. The semifinal at 115 pounds. East Noble leads this thing with 106 points. New Haven has 65 and a half. 4 girls in each weight class today advance to next week's state finals. Join myself and Rex Brewer live from Kokomo, the old Memorial Gymnasium in Kokomo, for next week's state finals. Same time frame. Also up in the semifinal at 105 pounds is Jackie Shackelford from Northside. She's wrestling Colleen Truelove from Central Noble. Shackelford leads at 5-2. She's about to get a fall over there on the far mat. Ella Gall from Northfield, defending state champion, is wrestling and has just defeated Hadley Ealing. So she will reach the state final, or the semi-state finals, I should say, at 130 pounds. There's the fall for Shackelford. She'll reach the final at 105. Yes, Gall, the defending champ, at 130. 23-0, ranked number 1 in the state. Now up is Huntington North's Aubrey Troutner. She's a freshman at 28-1, taking on Lindsay Pugh from North Miami. Troutner quickly with the, make sure I got the right match in front of me. Troutner with a quick fall. Yes, she has her hand raised. Isabel Ocampo is a winner on the far mat by fall. Takes out Marissa Schneider. And that is going to bring up our first Jay County wrestler. A lot of falls here in this tournament early on, making it a little bit more difficult to get to. Who do we have here? Emily Maynor is up for Jay County. She's taking on Naomi Leffers. Leffers 18-6. Maynor with just one loss on the year, here at 140 pounds. Maynor ranks 7th in the state. She's working a front headlock, now shoots in on a double leg, trying to lift that up. Pulls in one leg. She's on the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds. Elmer Oaks, our site official today on this mat. Lots of familiar faces. And now Mallory Winter is up next door here. And she's taking on a young lady from New Haven. Kelsey Boussard. Those two have seen each other before, I believe. Kaylee Boussard, I'm sorry. Immediately taken down by Winter with a double leg. Boussard ranked 4th in the state against the two-time defending state champ Mallory Winter. Mallory's got a wing from the left side. We got 2 near fall over here by Maynor, and she leads 4-0 now. Mallory trying to bar that arm. Coming from the left side, she gets back behind Boussard, and now she's got it tight. She's got the wrist locked up. She's trying to walk it around. She walks it around the head, and she's getting near fall. She's going to take at least a 5-0 lead here. Maynor and her opponent are back on their feet, Leffers. Mallory still holding on to that arm, but not in a position to pin. Boussard trying to keep up with Mallory. Now she's got her turned over and got her stacked a little bit. This could be a fall. A minute left. It's a long time to hold off on that wing. Maynor 2-1 with the lead. She did not get near fall. We got a potentially dangerous over here on Winner's match. So she takes a 5-0 lead on the restart. Boussard stands up, turns in. Winner comes back behind, gets around the hips. Maynor and Leffers are in the second period. Maynor has a 2-1 lead with that first period takedown. I'm going to try to pull double duty. I'm going to need my camera here. 2 takedown there for Maynor as she finishes off a double leg. And Winter's trying to run the same move that she ran to get the first set of near fall points. Trying to work that wing and sort of bend Boussard over at the shoulder. But time runs out, and that's how the first period will end. Once again, we're running 4 mats at a time here. So these are going to run quickly. East Noble leads this thing 106 points. New Haven in second with 75.5. Northfield in third. We just mentioned them having a defending state champ. Columbia City has moved into fourth. Okay, back underway here in the second period now. Winner was ahead 8-0, but she's quickly been reversed by Boussard. Interesting development there. We have a fall on the far mat with a young lady from Angola, I believe, Nevaeh Wilson. She reaches the final at 125 against Rochester's freshman McKenna McKee. At 115, Michaela Withrow from West Noble is leading Cheyenne Welch from Carroll. Winner leads 8-2. She has been reversed and is in bottom position against Boussard here, middle of the second period. 20 seconds left between Leffers and Maynor in the second period. Once again, Dane Filling here live from Rochester for the Semi-State. And wouldn't you know it, we got 3 Jay County, all 3 Jay County girls who have qualified for state, all on the mat at the exact same time. Nothing like baptism by fire here to start our broadcast. We're going to bring you interviews with these girls later on in the broadcast. Right now, it is Lingo who is taking on Alexis Spalding from Columbia City. That's at the semifinal at 135 pounds. Spalding beat Lingo when we broadcast their match. She's ranked number 9 in the state, while Lingo is ranked number 13. We've got a blood timeout here for Maynor. She's been taken down and the score is 4-4. Mallory has regained position and is on top and is once again running that double chicken wing. And time's going to run out. She's going to take a 16-2 lead. As we try to shoot some photos of these matches to bring you all the action on WZBD. This is not a large gymnasium. If you're listening and thinking about coming here tomorrow for Team State, you better get here early and get your seat because there's only one set of bleachers on this side over here. And with 8 teams being involved, it is going to be packed in here. Luckily, we're going to be all over it tomorrow. Now, Lingo has turned Spalding. She's got a reversal. She's got Spalding on her back, and she's getting near fall. This could be a huge development for the Patriots on their quest to put 3 in the finals. Mallory's gotten 2 more near fall, and she's going to win at 18-2 against Boussard. So Mallory Winter will reach the semi-state finals, the first Jay County wrestler ever to do so. Congratulations to the defending champ. Over on the far mat, Lingo leads 5-2 after putting Spalding to her back. This would be a nice upset for Lena. In our very first broadcast of the year, you heard our Nat Wood talk about Lena Lingo as a sleeper at this weight, and he is exactly right, because here she is battling for a spot in the semi-state finals. We are still on an injury break in the match with Leffers and Maynor. That match is tied. Leffers has come back to tie it up. She has choice in the third, and we're about to get underway here. It's 4-4. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the broadcast. Back underway. Maynard working wrist control against Leffers. She's going to try a chin drop. She needs to use some strength here. Instead, she needs to give up one, not two. One, not two. Nope, she pops her head out, and she may be able to hold on to this. Leffers trying to run a headlock. Maynard doing a nice job of staying behind. Not panicking. They go out of bounds. No change. And 29 seconds have gone off the clock. On the far mat, 6-4 is the score as Lena Lingo leads Alexis Spaulding. We said earlier, a bad headlock attempted there by Spaulding. But she rolls through it and she takes down Lingo. Lingo should have stayed behind there and been able to finish that off for a takedown. Instead, Spaulding rolls through it all the way and gets the takedown. So 2 tie matches. Emily Maynard's in the third period trying to ride out the third period to get to overtime or score near fall. She's in kind of a knife throw situation right now. Still in position, but not in a good spot to score any near fall. 9 seconds left over there for Lingo. She's going to go into the third period with choice. And now a reversal by Leffers as she gets behind Maynard. And she's got Maynard in a half Nelson. And this is trouble. There's a fall. So Naomi Leffers reaches the final at 140 pounds to take on Dill of Northfield. And Emily Maynard will drop into the third and fourth place match. Maynard ranked 7th, Leffers ranked 12th. So the semi-state finals will be at 12th versus 13th. Jay County still with a chance to put 2 in the finals. Looks like the score over there is 8-6 now. Lena Lingo has taken the lead, but Spaulding has just hipped over and has got a headlock. That's going to be a reversal and to tie the score, and she's going to get at least 3 near fall here, and Lingo's in big trouble. 25 seconds left. She's going to need to find a way to get out of that hold. 15 seconds left. And it's not going to happen for Lingo as Spaulding is going to, we get an illegal headlock call with 6 seconds left. That will, in theory, allow Lingo a chance to get a reversal with 6 seconds left, although she's got to be out of breath from fighting off that headlock. 6 seconds left to tie it up and force overtime. Off the whistle, she stands up, she turns in, tries to face, she gets her escape, but only with 2 seconds left, and she's going to end up losing 11-10. Oh my gosh, there's a minute left. We're so far away from the scoreboard, it looked like it was at zeros. So we still have a minute left. So Lingo trails 11-10. My apologies. Spaulding pushing in. Now tries to hit Lingo with a headlock. Lingo stays behind. She needs to pop her arm out there, limp arm over. Get your head out of there. Instead, Spaulding finishes off the headlock and puts Lingo to her back. Oh, she was so close to popping her head out and getting the takedown. Would have given her the lead. Now there's only 10 seconds left. It's going to be a 16-10 lead here for Spaulding, and that's how this period is going to end. Lena Lingo will be fighting for third place in the placement round. So 1 in the semi-state final, Mallory winner, and 2 in the third place match for Emily Maynard. And Lena Lingo. That gives us a chance to play a couple of messages here for you. We'll come back and we'll recap what happened in that round. A couple more bouts on each of these mats as we go forward. We'll wait till we cue these up to bring you as much of this as possible. East Noble still in the lead, as we said earlier. Right now we're still at 125 over on the far mat, mat 3. Natalie Spadell is wrestling Christian Lewis. Spadell has a 4-0 lead. Big headlock here by Western's Chloe Lynn at 190. And she gets the fall. She takes out Reagan Jackson, a freshman from Daleville. New Haven has another wrestler at 145, Olivia Bodie, who is in a weird position right now, trying to stay out of a headlock. Another Columbia City wrestler up right now. That is Michaela Clifford, undefeated, 27-0. Clifford is wrestling Amber Handshoe from Prairie Heights. A battle of Coach Brett Smith and Coach Blaine Culp. Heaven Gardner, 20-2 for New Haven, is on the mat at the semifinal at 170. And quickly, it is Clifford who is your winner. Just a couple matches left here. We're having difficulty with our technology here and our internet, which could make this really interesting. Peterson roll over there by Homestead's Katie Vardaman against Akira Jones of Muncie Central. Coach Oberlin against Coach Bradley on the far side. Just 2 bouts, it looks like, that are left. Coach Shepard from Western in front of us. The Western Panthers will be a potential foe for Belmont tomorrow on our broadcast on 92.7 FM. Tune in all day, both on YouTube and on air for our coverage of those 2 tournaments. I'll be live here from Rochester. Clifford was your winner over Handshoe by a fall in minute 58. Spadell won the 125 semifinal for East Noble. Right now they're in the start of the second period between Muncie Central's Akira Jones and Katie Vardaman. And on the other mat right now, it is Heaven Gardner who leads 5-0, taking on the Westdale wrestler. That big throw there as New Haven's Gardner gets thrown to her back. She's about to come out of that headlock, though. She does. Gardner now trails 8-6. Meanwhile, Jones trails 7-4 against Vardaman from Homestead. There are a couple more semifinals yet to go on these mats. And we have a fall there as Jones is defeated by Vardaman from Homestead. And that'll move us to the next semifinal. Vivian Park is up next after Gardner and Gropp are done. Up next, once again, we're having major internet issues, unfortunately. And with no PA address available, it's making things awfully difficult. Addison Flores, young lady who we had her match at the very beginning of the year back in November. She's taking on Lane Pepler from here at Rochester. Gardner's going to take some injury time for New Haven. Flores, a sophomore, 12-9, taking on Pepler. She has a 2-1 lead, but Pepler's in on a single leg right now. This match is at 145 pounds. Olivia Bodie is your other finalist at 145. She's ranked second in the state. Pepler's ranked number 9. Pepler still working on a takedown over there. Three to 2 now the score. Pepler leads after a takedown. She's on a single leg. Gardner leads 13-6 with 1:39 left. We're going to run through this next set of matches here and then play a couple of commercials and reset the table for you for the upcoming placement rounds. Gardner now gets to her feet. She leads 13-6. She needs to stay off her back. She needs to grab the head and hip over there. Put her opponent on her back. She's wrestling Gropp from Westdale. Pepler gets another takedown. The home crowd likes it here. Now Gardner gets a reversal, and so New Haven will have likely another wrestler in the finals. Once again, we ask you to bear with us here as we work out our technical difficulties. We are unable to run both track wrestling and our broadcast at the same time right now because of a lack of internet in both of our sources. See if we can pull up here how many young ladies from New Haven have advanced. They're going to win this thing on the team score, I can almost guarantee. They have Juliana Ocampo in the finals at 110, Isabel Ocampo at the finals at 115, Olivia Bodie in the finals at 145, Boussard in the consolation at 155. And Gardner about to make the finals here. She wins 15-8. So 4 in the finals and 1 for third and fourth for this New Haven team. Very impressive for them. And Pepler is about to put Flores on her back, and she does. And I think we have one more match over there. And that's Vivian Park. We saw her up at Columbia City earlier in the year. She's taking on Rebecca Owsley from Lakeland. A couple of sophomores wrestling in a semi-state semifinal. Very impressive. Flores trails 8-2 now for Blackford after getting the opening takedown, the opening points. A big crowd on hand, taking up nearly every seat on this side of the gym. Once again, if you're listening and you're planning on coming here tomorrow for 1A, I would suggest you get here early. Park quickly with a takedown and a fall. That only took 27 seconds, and she gets the win. That's a perfect time for us to play our first commercial here, and we will be right back after this. The Fort Wrestling Facility at 1519 Goshen Road in Fort Wayne is building young wrestlers all across the Fort Wayne area, one practice at a time. Join us for a live practice session or one of our upcoming camps at the Fort Wrestling Facility. Just check out our website today at thefortwrestling.com. Open to wrestlers 5 years old through high school, don't miss the chance to train with wrestlers from all over the area, focusing on technique, conditioning, and learning how to love the sport of wrestling. The Fort Wrestling Facility, building wrestlers in the Fort. Welcome back here to Rochester High School, girls semi-state. We are awaiting Braylon Lazier from Columbia City, taking on 21-2 Paisley Chambers in a semifinal at 170 pounds. The top-ranked wrestler at 170 pounds is Evelyn Mosconi from Southport. And as we scroll down and look at those rankings, Chambers is ranked number 8. And the winner of this match will take on number 9, Heaven Gardner, who has reached the finals from New Haven. Lazier is ranked number 13. And she was defeated by Chambers in a 1 second fall. That match is 0-0. Nice whizzer there. But Chambers flips Lazier over, and she's got her on her back. It looks like the rankings are going to hold there as she's settling in. Chambers is listed as a freshman. And she gets the fall. Perfect time for us to play another ad here.
At Jackson Associates Financial Services in Portland, we are committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in our relationship with you, our client. We endeavor to know and understand your financial situation and provide you with only the highest quality information, services, and products to help you reach your goals. Give Troy a call for the latest rates on CDs and learn about the advantages in today's financial climate to invest in your hard-earned dollar. That's Jackson Associates in Portland.
Welcome back here as we are in the final semifinal bout. Kira Park from Fort Wayne Northside is wrestling Lexi Edwards from Muncie Central for a spot in the finals at heavyweight. Heavyweight class for girls wrestling is capped at 235. Been some changes in the weight classes the last couple of years. Certainly a topic of discussion amongst supporters as they try to figure out what this sport is going to look like once IHSAA sanctioning comes. Edwards just 2-2 on track wrestling. We have just one bout left here before we get to the finals. I would hope that we go down to 2 mats for the finals, but we'll see whether or not that is true. It's an interesting gym. I don't know what I can compare it to for those of you who are at home and have never been here. It reminds me a little bit of the old Adams Central Wrestling Gym, which is now the Adams Central Wrestling Room, with the far set of bleachers pushed away. Park was taken down there. No, sorry, Park got the takedown. There's just not enough room for everybody, unfortunately. PA announcer jumping on, asking people to move around, but doesn't understand that there's nowhere for them to go. Unfortunately, one of the bad parts of wrestling in these venues is that the actual competitors are often the ones who don't get to watch. So one more bout over here at 235. And an updated team score now. East Noble has a 20-point lead on New Haven. They lead 114-93.5. Columbia City far behind them. And right now, Jay County in 6th place with a chance to catch Northfield. 2-1's the score over there. Kira Park has the lead, taking on Coach A.J. Bradley's Lexi Edwards. Coach Bradley, one of the few husband and wife pairs of coaches here today. We do not know yet when they are going to start the finals. With Team State being here tomorrow, I highly doubt that they are going to move these mats. So I'm guessing they'll be right in front of us. But who knows? They may actually wrestle multiple championship matches at the same time. We will have to see. It's Park and Edwards right now at 235. We got a stalling call on Park. She leads 2-1. Attempted headlock by Edwards. Edwards now comes around the back for a takedown. She gets 2 and takes the lead 3-2. And that's how the second period will end. They start on their feet. Edwards again attempting a headlock, but it slips out and Park gets the takedown. She retakes the lead 4-3. Edwards needs to get to her feet. Join us for the finals here relatively soon. Park now has a half Nelson in against Edwards, and she's getting near fall, and she rolls Edwards over, and that's going to be the fall. So that will wrap up our semifinal spot here. And we're going to take a moment here to queue up everything that we need. And then we will run through a round of commercials. And when we get back, we will tell you more about who is where. One more second here as this last piece goes together. They are going to do a face-off.
First place match will be on the gold mat closest to the stands, and the 3-4 matches are going to be on the
They're calling them the gold mat and the black mat, but they're both half black and half gold. I'm not sure which one that is. All right, round of messages here. We'll be right back with the face-offs. The Fort Wrestling Facility at 1519 Goshen Road in Fort Wayne is building young wrestlers all across the Fort Wayne area, one practice at a time. Join us for a live practice session or one of our upcoming camps at the Fort Wrestling Facility. Just check out our website today at thefortwrestling.com. Open to wrestlers 5 years old through high school, don't miss the chance to train with wrestlers from all over the area, focusing on technique, conditioning, and learning how to love the sport of wrestling. The Fort Wrestling Facility, building wrestlers in the Fort.
At Jackson Associates Financial Services in Portland, we are committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in our relationship with you, our client. We endeavor to know and understand your financial situation and provide you with only the highest quality information, services, and products to help you reach your goals. Give Troy a call for the latest rates on CDs and learn about the advantages in today's financial climate to invest in your hard-earned dollar. That's Jackson Associates in Portland.
For the past 90 years, Smith Brothers has built a solid reputation by providing quality furniture that lasts for generations. They continue to employ the best construction techniques and components available in the industry and offer frame and fabric styles to satisfy every taste from transitional to traditional and all stops between. Sitting is believing. Test one of their recliners to see how quality engineering makes them stand out from other leading manufacturers. Smith Brothers of Bern. Feel the difference quality makes. You may not know it, but Hitzer Patio and Fireplace is the perfect place for all your patio, fireplace, and grill needs. Big Green Egg grills, gift certificates, tabletop pellet grills, Pelican premium coolers, cast iron kettles, Dutch ovens, and a wide variety of famous Hitzer stoves. Hitzer, 269 East Main Street in Bern is the perfect place to shop for all these fine products, accessories, and more.
Injured in an accident, need representation in civil, criminal, or family law matters? Call DeVos, Baker, Ainsworth, and Razzo for assistance. Our office has experienced trial lawyers who can guide you through the litigation process and provide you with quality legal service at competitive rates. Call 724-2129 to schedule an appointment with one of our attorneys or visit our website at devoslaw.com for more information.
Does your heating system need a good end-of-the-season tune-up from Masters Heating and Cooling? Now is the time to tune up your heating and cooling system. At Masters, we have technicians that can service most makes and models of furnaces and heat pumps at low-cost seasonal special pricing. Contact Masters Heating and Cooling at 1045 South 11th Street in Decatur. On the web at mastersheatcool.com to schedule your preventative maintenance checkup now.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a nonprofit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition. IGW hosts the USA Girls Midwest Nationals in early October of every year, and over the past 7 years has grown to be one of the largest all-girls dual and individual open tournaments in the country. This year, the duels had 30 teams from across the country, with 5 from Indiana, and over 500 girls competing in the individual open. So be on the lookout for more all-girls tournaments sponsored by Indiana Girls Wrestling in the near future. For more information, you can go to indianagirlswrestling.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook under Indiana Girls Wrestling. The Jay County Wrestling Club is a great place for your son or daughter to learn the great sport of wrestling. Our club does a great job of developing youngsters into better athletes using gymnastics, wrestling technique, and strength training. If interested, check out our Facebook page for practice details and to stop in.
Welcome back here to Rochester High School as we're about to get underway for the face-offs of the finals. We're going to do our best to bring you every one of these championship bouts. At 100 pounds, it will be Kylie Honecker. And she is wrestling. She's from East Noble. She's wrestling Angelina Clay. Those were the top two wrestlers in the semi-state, ranked 5th and 6th. Lakeland versus East Noble. At 105 pounds, Jackie Shackelford from Fort Wayne Northside is your finalist, along with Kinley Keffer of Daleville. Major upsets in that weight class. Shackelford wrestled well earlier in the day and is ranked number 11 in the state, while Keffer barely made it into the rankings at number 16. Listening to the instructions here. At 110 pounds, it will be defending state champion Juliana Ocampo. Ocampo is ranked number 1 in the state, and she'll be taking on Lily Quinn from North Miami. North Miami's wrestler there, Quinn, a junior. She's ranked number 12 in the state. Of course, we're getting all of these statistics and rankings from Indiana Matt, supportive of both boys and girls wrestling across the state of Indiana, and your home for discussion and information. There'll be plenty of talk over the next 7 days about the state finals in Kokomo on Friday. Lots of information on there, of course. At 115 pounds, your finalists are Michaela Withrow of West Noble and Isabel Ocampo of New Haven. Ocampo is ranked number 2 in the state, and she will be taking on Withrow, who is ranked number 14 in the state. Emma Jones of Cowan did not advance at that weight. She was ranked number 7. At 120 pounds, your finalists are Haley Corporal of Eastbrook and Naima Gaffar of Northwood. Gaffar ranked number 5 in the state. At 125, your finalists will be Natalie Spadell and Nevaeh Wilson. Spadell from East Noble, Wilson from Angola. Angola wrestler ranked number 4 in the state. Spadell ranked number 9. At 130 pounds, it's Ella Gall, number 1 from Northfield, defending state champion, 130. Aubrey Troutner of Huntington North is the other finalist. She's ranked number 4 in the state, just a freshman for the Vikings. At 135 pounds, it'll be Alexis Spalding of Columbia City, who defeated Lena Lingo in the semifinals. She'll be taking on Katie Vardaman of Homestead. Vardaman, the favorite there, ranked number 4, while Spalding is ranked number 9. At 140 pounds, it'll be Lindsay Dill of Northfield taking on Naomi Leffers of Central Noble. Leffers won a close match in the semifinals against Jay County's Emily Maynor. Maynor was ranked number 7 in the state. Leffers is number 12 and Dill is number 13. At 145 pounds, it'll be Olivia Bodie of New Haven against Lane Pepler of Rochester. Bodie ranked number 2 in the state, and Pepler number 9. Mallory Winter is in the finals at 155. She'll be taking on Reagan Trineri of Eastside. We saw her at the Goshen duels. That is number 1 versus number 2 in the entire state. So that's a preview potentially of a state finals match. At 170 pounds, your finalists are Paisley Chambers and Heaven Gardner of New Haven. Chambers is ranked number 8 and Gardner is number 9. At 190 pounds, it's Chloe Lynn of Western and Michaela Clifford of Columbia City. Defending state champion Hannah West is number 1 in that weight class in the state. Clifford ranked number 4. And Lynn ranked 14th. And at 235, Vivian Park and Kira Park. Same last name for those two. They are the finalists. And Columbia City's Vivian Park is number 5 in the state, while Northside's Kira Park is ranked number 14. So with that, we're going to play another round of messages here, and we'll be right back after this.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a non-profit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition. IGW hosts the USA Girls Midwest Nationals in early October of every year, and over the past 7 years has grown to be one of the largest all-girls dual and individual open tournaments in the country. This year, the duels had 30 teams from across the country, with 5 from Indiana, and over 500 girls competing in the individual open. So be on the lookout for more all-girls tournaments sponsored by Indiana Girls Wrestling in the near future. For more information, you can go to indianagirlswrestling.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook under Indiana Girls Wrestling. The Jay County Wrestling Club is a great place for your son or daughter to learn the great sport of wrestling. Our club does a great job of developing youngsters into better athletes using gymnastics, wrestling technique, and strength training. If interested, check out our Facebook page for practice details and to stop in.
The Fort Wrestling Facility at 1519 Goshen Road in Fort Wayne is building young wrestlers all across the Fort Wayne area, one practice at a time. Join us for a live practice session or one of our upcoming camps at the Fort Wrestling Facility. Just check out our website today at thefortwrestling.com. Open to wrestlers 5 years old through high school, don't miss the chance to train with wrestlers from all over the area, focusing on technique, conditioning, and learning how to love the sport of wrestling. The Fort Wrestling Facility, building wrestlers in the Fort.
At Jackson Associates Financial Services in Portland, we are committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in our relationship with you, our client. We endeavor to know and understand your financial situation and provide you with only the highest quality information, services, and products to help you reach your goals. Give Troy a call for the latest rates on CDs and learn about the advantages in today's financial climate to invest in your hard-earned dollar. That's Jackson Associates in Portland.
Welcome back here to Rochester High School as we are done with the introductions. Joined over here in the broadcast booth by my friend AJ Bradley. He's shown me the pictures of what his field house looks like. Kind of a weird situation. He's hosting the other semi-state but not participating in it because he's here, while Rochester is not in our semi-state, but they're the ones hosting this one. So some interesting setups here, but we're glad that you're with us. We are going to bring you each of these semi-state championship matches, beginning with East Noble versus Lakeland here in the championship match. That's Kylie Honecker and Angelina Clay here at 100 pounds. Wrestling for third and fourth is Madison Henderson from Blackford and Ava Smith of Eastern from Greentown. An interesting place to hold a semi-state for sure. I had to drive through Mexico to get here, and that's not a joke. Honaker and Clay on their feet now to start the first period. Shot by Clay, fought off by Honaker. In a front headlock now, trying to work around the left side. She grabs for an ankle. She's in a side cradle position now. Clay tries to break the hands. Now Honaker gets behind on a single leg. Whizzer in by Clay. Elmer Oakes, our lead official here. He signals no change yet. Clay turns in, still has a whizzer in, pressing on the head of Honaker. 52 seconds left, so a lot of time here unless we get a stalemate. Ooh, and Henderson has Smith on her back, but the time runs out. Finally, Honaker gets her takedown, and she leads this semi-state championship match 2-0. We are wrestling just on 2 mats now, finally. Plenty of participants on the far end. Honaker still leading 2-0 here, 15 seconds left. We get a potentially dangerous call. Twisted knee. $14 seconds left here on the restart. Trying to communicate back with the studio. It's not easy without internet. Honaker is going to run out this first period, and she's going to take a 2-0 lead into the second. We're in an individual tournament now, so we flip the coin. Honaker defers. She looks at Coach Reason. Clay's going to choose bottom. Honaker starts with her hand around the bandaged elbow of Clay. And away we go here in the second period. Now working a side cradle is Honaker. Clay trying to stick that leg out and prevent it from going over. Honaker trying to find the right spot to go forward. She wants to get around that leg and get it between her legs. She gives up on it. She's in control here with a 2-0 lead. East Noble's going to win this thing on the team side of things, and they're going to have a real shot, I think, at placing in the top 4 at the state finals next week in Kokomo. And now that we're in this semi-state setup, this is a true setup for state. We'll have 4 semi-states with 4 advancing out of each weight class for a full 16-man bracket. Up next, it's Shackelford and Keffer wrestling for the title at 105. Colleen Truelove and Maria Riscalvo, a senior from Goshen. Those two will be wrestling for third place at 105. Back underway, 36 seconds left. Still Honaker riding it out. .25 seconds left. Honaker in full control here, not at risk of giving up an escape throughout this period. Now, just as I say that, Clay pulls the arm of Honaker over and traps it underneath. Honaker wants to get her arm out. There's only 3 seconds left, though. Honaker does. And it'll be a 2-0 score with Honaker's choice in the third period for the first ever semi-state individual title for Northeast Indiana. Honaker starts on her feet, in on a double leg deep. Now she lifts it up, Iranian position, finishes it in textbook style, and she leads 4-0 now. Honecker pressing again. She comes out to the side, locks up a side cradle. She's going to attempt to run that, although she is on the edge of the mat. Still got that side cradle locked up. 1:20 left, even closer to the edge of the mat now. Not much action here in this semi-state championship bout. East Noble and Lakeland would have come out of the same regional. What is the Goshen regional on the boys' side? Clay gets to her feet, gets an escape. 4-1, she trails, 45 seconds left. Here for the semi-state title, she takes a nice double leg. Honecker trying to keep her hips down and sprawl. She does fight it off. It's a very competitive weight class at 100 pounds. Kendall Moe and Kirsten Cortez have been up towards the top of the rankings. By Honecker right there. Center Grove's Aaliyah Brown is ranked number 3. There don't seem to be any head-to-heads, at least in the Indiana mat system, between those three. And Honecker is your champion, 6-1 at 100 pounds.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a nonprofit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition. IGW hosts the USA Girls Midwest Nationals in early October of every year, and over the past 7 years has grown to be one of the largest all-girls dual and individual open tournaments in the country. This year, the duels had 30 teams from across the country, with 5 from Indiana, and over 500 girls competing in the individual open. So be on the lookout for more all-girls tournaments sponsored by Indiana Girls Wrestling in the near future. For more information, you can go to indianagirlswrestling.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook under Indiana Girls Wrestling. County Wrestling Club is a great place.
Welcome back here to Rochester High School, and it was a quick one at 105 pounds as Keffer wins by fall in just 13 seconds over Shackelford from Northside. Kylie Keffer is your winner. Kinley Keffer. And she is your semi-state champion, ranked number 16 in the state. So a big surprise there from the Daleville freshman, who came out of last week's Jay County Regional. If you didn't get a chance to listen to those interviews that Rex did last week on Saturday, jump on WZBD.com and go through the sports page and find them. It was a very good broadcast from Rex, as he was able to speak to those girls. I'm not sure there's a path for the girls to get up here and talk to us, to be real honest with you. It's so packed in this set of bleachers. We are looking at the third place match now between Colleen Truelove of Central Noble and Maria Riscalvo. Riscalvo from Goshen, senior, 13-10. Up next will be Giuliano Campo. Truelove leads 2-0. We're in the second period. Riscalvo is on top. True Love gets to her feet. Rescalvo brings her back down. Coach Pickard in the chairs for the Red Hawks. Again, True Love gets to her feet and is returned to the mat by Rosalvo, who catches an arm on the way down and has True Love on her back. That'll make the score 5-0. As we said, it'll be Withrow and Ocampo. No, I'm sorry, Quinn and Ocampo at 110. 115 is Withrow and Isabel Ocampo. Tell you what, Rosalvo is real close to a fall here with 8 seconds left in the second period. True Love trying to hold that left shoulder up. She rocks back, and now 1 second left. And it'll end, the second period will, 5-0. Choice will be Rosalvo's. Coach Pickard and her having a discussion. Where do you want to go? She says neutral. Let's see if we can't set up our interviews once the girls come off the podium. We'll text Coach Jax. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors, including Indiana Mat, for sponsoring our girls' coverage all season long. Our coverage started back in November when we became the first radio station in the country to cover a girls' high school dual meet. Jay County wrestling Blackford and North Miami. We covered dual meets between Jay County and Columbia City, Jay County and New Haven, and then brought you the girls' regional. And of course, we're here today for the girls' semi-state finals. And we'll be there for the girls' state finals next week on Friday, live from Kokomo. Myself and Rex Brewer will be there. 1 minute left here. Rescalvo has a 5-2 lead after a takedown. She is riding True Love. Both of these wrestlers a senior and a state champ in the very first round. And that's the round to place at the state finals. Heather Kroll is your #1 ranked wrestler at 105 pounds. She was a state qualifier 2 years ago on the boys' side of things. Rescalvo a little bit too high here with 14 seconds left. And she gets reversed. And all of a sudden, True Love is going to get near fall. And she's going to pick up the win here in the final 10 seconds of this match. It'll be 2 near fall and a 6-5 victory for Colleen True Love to push her record to 16-3. And Rescalvo will receive 4th place at 105. Let's see, do we have podiums? I don't, oh, we do have a podium. It's on the far, no, is that a podium? Yes, that is. Okay. So they're going to go through the podiums now. That gives us a chance to play another ad here.
The Jay County Wrestling Club is a great place for your son or daughter to learn the great sport of wrestling. Our club does a great job of developing youngsters into better athletes using gymnastics, wrestling technique, and strength training. If interested, check out our Facebook page for practice details and to stop in.
So we're underway here in the finals at 110 pounds. Juliana Ocampo really carrying the torch for this sport the last couple of years after winning an Al Smith title along with the girls' state title last year and qualifying for the state finals with the boys the last couple of years. She's in deep on a single leg and gets a takedown on Lily Quinn from North Miami. So a 2-0 lead for Ocampo. On the other match, another wrestler from the Jay County Regional, Micaiah Brainerd from Monroe Central. She's wrestling for third and fourth against Aubrey Deem from East Noble. Ocampo has her opponent on her back. Quinn trying to fight it off. Ocampo, 1:20 left here. Juliana with good pressure. She's trying to work the wrist there so that she can spread that arm out. Now she reaches over and is going to try to put the legs in here against Quinn and lift up that left leg at least. Ocampo's going to get 3 near fall. Now she works in a half Nelson and she stacks Quinn up. And there's your fall, as Juliana Ocampo wins a semi-state title. Another one of her impressive achievements in her high school wrestling career. So New Haven with the title at 110. Brainerd leads 2-1 in the third place match. We want to thank everybody who is listening now on 92.7 FM. We're going to have 3 matches here to bring you for the Jay County Patriots. So far, we have had champions Kylie Honecker at 100 pounds from East Noble. She won 6-1. Kinley Keffer from Daleville came out of nowhere, ranked 16th in the state. She's now 18-1, a freshman. She wins with a 23-2 fall. And Juliana Ocampo has won at 110 pounds. She wins the title. She is now in the chair in the corner with her sister Isabel, the freshman, who will be wrestling West Noble's Michaela Withrow in the final at 115 pounds. Before that can happen, Micaiah Brainerd and Aubrey Deem are going to have to fight for third place here. Please join us as we will have the Jay County matches and then hopefully some interviews with those 3 girls who have qualified for next week's state finals. For those that are listening back home in Indiana's #1 county, I want to give you a big warning, and that is if you're coming to Rochester tomorrow, plan on getting here as early as they will let you if you want a seat for the day, because there is very, very little seating. I would number it somewhere along the lines of one side of the bottom of the gym at Adams Central, perhaps, or maybe the entire seating in the floor area of the Star Dome. That's all the seats that are here for 8 teams, along with the 4 teams who are going to be wrestling in the other auxiliary gym that does not have any bleachers. You're only allowed to come in and out of one set of double doors to get in and out of this gym. So prepare accordingly. The clock, you can listen to that pretty far, at least past Huntington on your car radio. There'll be more great song singers and bands, and of course golden oldies from Steve Gagel tomorrow after the coaches show for roughly half an hour. After that, if you're on 92.7 FM, you will hear the golden voices of Rex Brewer and AJ Calver as they begin coverage of the quarterfinal round of the 2A team state, live from Jay County. Their coverage is not going to begin until the quarterfinals because both Belmont and Jay County have a bye in the first round. My coverage will include my partner Josh Gaskell tomorrow, along with both of our wives who deserve credit for this weekend. Josh and I will be live on YouTube prior to 9 o'clock. We will set up the lineups for a showdown between Southmont and South Adams. That is set to start at 9 o'clock. If South Adams advance, they're going to take on defending state champions Tell City. So, lots to think about and consider here over the next 24 hours, and a lot to talk about on High School Wrestling Weekly on Sunday night, live at 7 o'clock. Of course, don't forget the Colts have a chance to make the playoffs tomorrow on 92.7 FM. That game crucial to the AFC playoff picture. Michaela Brainerd has just gotten a takedown to take a 7-2 lead against Aubrey Deem. And when this match is over in 1 minute and 13 seconds, we will have Isabel Ocampo, who it seems like just yesterday burst onto the scene of the local middle school wrestling scene with some big wins. Brainerd gets whistled for another full Nelson, and that is a 2-pointer. That makes the score 7-4. And we have a quick objection from the Monroe Central coach, whose name escapes me right now. I bet you if I clicked on Indiana Matt, I could find that information. So 7-4 is the score. Brainerd leads. She's on top, 38 seconds left. Isabel Ocampo will be wrestling Michaela Withrow. Withrow ranked number 14 in the state. Isabel number 2. Behind number 1 and undefeated Tola Aluko from Ben Davis. 15 seconds. We get a whistle for potentially dangerous. Not sure what the call was there, but Coach Reason was satisfied with it, even though it was against his wrestler. Brainerd is senior. Trying to ride this one out, 13 seconds left. Deem doing her best to stand up. She grabs a leg of Brainerd, there's 4 seconds left. And this one's gonna end 7-4 with Michaela Brainerd, your 3rd place winner at this weight. So, set to get underway here between Ocampo and Withrow. Oh, we're going to go to the podiums first.
Placers at 105 pounds advancing to Kokomo Memorial Stadium. 4th place, Jackie
Podium is across the way from us. We'll stay here.
4th place.
Marissa Schneider from East Noble is wrestling Cheyenne Welch from Carroll.
Hang on.
They've got the wrong list of names over here. That gives us time to run a commercial. The Fort Wrestling Facility at 1519 Goshen Road in Fort Wayne is building young wrestlers all across the Fort Wayne area, one practice at a time. Join us for a live practice session or one of our upcoming camps at the Fort Wrestling Facility. Just check out our website today at thefortwrestling.com. Open to wrestlers 5 years old through high school. Don't miss the chance to train with wrestlers from all over the area, focusing on technique, conditioning, and learning how to love the sport of wrestling. The Fort Wrestling Facility, building wrestlers in the Fort.
At Jackson Associates Financial Services in Portland, we are committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in our relationship with you, our client. We endeavor to know and understand your financial situation and provide you with only the highest quality information, services, and products to help you reach your goals. Give Troy a call for the latest rates on CDs and learn about the advantages in today's financial climate to invest in your hard-earned dollar. That's Jackson Associates in Portland.
And we are underway here between Isabel Ocampo and Michaela Withrow. Senior versus a freshman, but Ocampo has plenty of experience, and she scores the first takedown with a double leg. here in the championship match at the Rochester SemiState at 115 pounds. Coach Jimmy Lynn and father/coach Sam Ocampo in the corner here. Closest to us, I should say. Ocampo now has a bundle, works Withrow over, and she's got her on her back. And just like her sister, it's a quick fall within a minute. Juliana needed 1:04, and Isabel needs just 57 seconds as the sisters claim semi-state titles here for the Bulldogs. They draw a little bit closer to East Noble in the team race. That leaves us with Welch and Schneider here wrestling for third place in the second period. Schneider chose bottom to start the second. Communicating with Coach Jacks to make sure that we get the Jay County girls lined up for interviews here when they're all done. Schneider now gets away, turns and faces Welch. She gets Welch onto her hip, and Schneider turns her over. She's getting near fall, close to the pin. Coach Reason likes what he sees as he's getting close to clinching that semi-state title for the team. And these 4 points would go a long ways, and there it is. Marissa Schneider, the sophomore, finishes off the third place match at 115 pounds, and that gives 4 more points to the Knights of East Noble. And I'm not sure if New Haven has enough matches left on the docket to catch them at this point. So we are going to send a few champions up here when they're done to do an interview up here in the, I guess what's called the interview loft. Eventually we'll get there. So let's set the table here for 120 pounds. As everything about this place is making us claustrophobic. We're going to try to get these girls to have their way, to find a way up here, as there are people sitting in the aisles and sort of blocking our path. We had to arm wrestle a few people to get our seats here when we arrived. But that's part of this sport right now, the growth. It's hard to know what to expect. As they build and people know what the crowds are going to be like, it's going to make it easier to find the right venue for these. We are still waiting to hand out the award for one of the wrestlers at 110 pounds. But let's set the stage here for 120. Your championship bout is going to be between Naima Goffer of Northwood, and she'll be wrestling Haley Corporal from Eastbrook. And in the third place match, it'll be Shaylee Walker from Western, a freshman, taking on Emma Rotz of East Noble, a sophomore. So East Noble, again, with more chances to score some points and clinch that victory. Here we go. Now we have all of our 4 finishers at 110 pounds. And according to Coach Jacks, we are going to have an interview here with Juliana Ocampo coming up when she makes her way up here. So stick around for that if you're listening to us. We want to thank you for joining us, as this is a first ever broadcast for us of this event, and makes it even more interesting. wall charts and ribbons for the winners here, just like the boys in the semi-state. And immediately it's a big double leg takedown by Shaylee Walker of Western. She scores the opening takedown of the third place match. And the same is true over on the championship match. Naima Goffer scores your opening takedown for the Northwood Panthers. She is 24-1 this season, Goffer is. And she is ranked number 5. It appears that her only loss on the girls' side of things is to Sydney DeLois. DeLois is ranked number 3, up at 125. Goffer with another takedown. And she leads 4-0. Should be 4-1. We've got an injury timeout here between Walker and Rotz. Blood time, it looks like. Walker, a freshman, will likely be joining her teammates and her coaches at Jay County tomorrow for the 2A team state. Now Goffer has Corporal on her back. A little chin drop action here. She works around the other way. Lifts the head. Arm under the armpit. And she's got that tight. Works into a half Nelson. Elmer Oaks down, looking. 6 seconds left, and there's the fall. So your champion at 120 pounds will be Naima Goffer from Northwood, who has just one loss. Well, let's see, we're going to get another interview here, it looks like. And that'll be perfect. Let's get her a headset. Make sure we turn her up here. Here you go. We're joined by Kinley Keffer from Daleville. Congratulations on your semi-state title. Did you get a chance to interview last week?
Yeah.
Did you have fun with it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. A great match for you. Come in and win a semi-state title as a freshman. You only had to wrestle 23 seconds in the final.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, actually.
Walk us through that match and tell us how you got to that fall.
So I was like really nervous, and then they were just like, just go out there and do your best. And so we shook hands, and I don't really know what happened. I like grabbed her head, and then we just kind of fell down. And she struggled for a couple minutes, and then just kind of like it was done after that. Just stuck herself in a bad position. So.
Who are your coaches today here?
Dalton Basinger and Julius.
And any teammates here with you today?
Reagan Jackson. She should be wrestling soon.
Okay. And so now you get to go to Kokomo next week. We'll be there with you. And it's going to be an even bigger atmosphere than this. Are you excited?
No.
You're not excited? You're nervous?
This is a lot of people.
Well, there's going to be even more people next week, but the way you wrestled today, I have no doubt you'll be ready for it. And you get to wrestle some of the best girls in the state. And just looking at the rankings at 105 pounds, you've got some of the greats in the sport like Heather Kroll, somebody who's qualified for state on the boys' side, and maybe a future All-American or Olympian. That's got to feel pretty cool to be one of the final 16 wrestlers in the state with girls like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the broadcast. We wish you the best of luck, and we hope we get to talk to you next Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again, that was Kinley Keffer from Daleville High School. She is your semi-state champ here at 105 pounds for the Broncos. She credits Coach Basinger as one of her coaches that got her to this point. An exciting third place match here at 125 pounds. Oh, sorry, we're at 120. That's Shaylee Walker. She's a freshman. She's beating Emma Ratz of East Noble. I'm communicating with my man down on the floor. And we have 1:44 left in the third period here. And we have another takedown by Walker. That'll make the score 11-4. And she looks well. 25 pounds, your championship match will be between Natalie Spadell, a junior at 20-6. She'll be wrestling Nevaeh Wilson, a sophomore from Angola who is 23-3. That's Spadell and Wilson at 125. Oh, and we have another interview here. Perfect. Let's hand Juliana the headset here. Put that on real quick. And I am joined in the interview loft here by your champion, Juliana Ocampo. And she was your champion at 110 pounds. This is a packed house in here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I was just talking to Kinley from Daleville, the champion at 105 pounds. And I said, are you excited to go to Kokomo next week? Will there be even more people? And she said, no, this is too many people.
Yeah.
But of course, you've wrestled on some really big stages and in front of a lot of people. But you wrestled really well today, and your team is wrestling really well today.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your sister.
Well, she's been wrestling just as long as me, and she's been my training partner. And seeing that she's doing good as well her freshman year, it's a lot to have another by my side, and yeah.
So tell us about your goals for next week when it comes to state.
My goals are probably just to go out there, have fun, and do my best. I mean, I know I'm going to have some decent matches and just train
And of course, you're going to be joined by several teammates. And certainly the Bulldogs of New Haven are going to have a chance probably to finish in the top 3, I would think. And the team's going to make it more fun of a day.
Yeah, it makes it very fun.
And of course, you've got goals for the boys season later on in January and February. Tell us what weight you're going to be wrestling and what your goals are for the boys tournament.
So I'm wrestling 106. And
advancing placers at 115.
I don't like underestimating people, so my mindset is just to train my butt off until that day comes. Hoping to come out with sectional, regionals, first place again, and then to work my butt off at semi-state and hopefully at least place at state. That's my plan. So.
Well, of course, you qualified the last 2 years, and it's been a thrill to cover you at those semi-states. And we hope to see you all the way down in Evansville for the boys' state finals as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You can send your sister up next when she's done.
God.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, that was Juliana Ocampo with the interview there, your semi-state champion at 110 pounds. We thank her for her interview. And we are now at the championship match at 125 pounds. We've had no score here. We're just 20 seconds that we've missed. And your third place match at 120 pounds. We wait for it to pop up here to give you who won that one, as we were busy interviewing one of the superstars of the sport here. McKenna McKee is a freshman for Rochester. She's 18-7. She's wrestling Christian Lewis from Prairie Heights for the third place spot at 125 pounds. Spadell and Wilson are wrestling in the final here at 125.
Could a Northwood coach please come to the table?
49 seconds left in the first period. A big double leg there by Wilson, and she finishes it on Spadell. Keeps the Turk in and is going to try to turn her. They're on the edge of the mat. 29 seconds left in the first period. And they go out of bounds. She's going to get too near fall there. In the third place match, McKee leads with that opening double leg. We're just into the second period here. The lead for East Noble is 17.5 points. New Haven with a few wrestlers yet to go. In just a minute here, we're going to be joined by the semi-state champion at 115 pounds, Isabel Ocampo, a freshman for the Bulldogs. Ten seconds left here between Wilson and Spadell. And Wilson is going to take a 4-0 lead into the second period, and that's a perfect time for us to hand this over to Isabel. Let's go ahead and put that on her. Welcome to the broadcast here on WZBD. Isabel, congratulations on your semi-state title.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us in the interview loft. Tell us a little bit about how your freshman season has gone so far.
It's gone pretty good.
What's the biggest difference between wrestling middle school and then bumping up to high school?
The high school is definitely better. It's harder, for sure.
And do you enjoy when you get a lot better competition on a day like today?
Yeah,
Now, I assume that your training partner is your sister.
sometimes, yeah.
Do you beat her up sometimes, or does she always beat you?
She always beats
She
me.
always beats you? What a great role model and practice partner to have, though. She's an incredible athlete
Yeah.
and someone that I'm sure has always inspired you. So you come out of here with a semi-state title. What are your goals for next week on Friday in Kokomo?
To hopefully win it.
Make it a pair of state championships for mom and dad and for sister?
Yeah.
Well, it's certainly going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad that it is back in Kokomo. I assume that you were there to watch your sister last year at Mooresville?
Yeah.
Or did you have to stay home and go to school?
No, I
You were able to go? Well, it'll be pretty cool to see sisters wrestling in back-to-back weights. And you've got some teammates here that are doing really well. You're in second place as a team. Who do you have left on your team to wrestle?
We have Olivia Bodie and Heaven. I don't know her last name.
And Olivia is in the finals, I believe.
Yeah.
So another chance for a semi-state title for the Bulldogs. Isabel, we want to thank you for coming on. We want to wish you the best of luck on Friday when we see you again at Kokomo. And hopefully we'll have a chance to interview you after a state title. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that was Isabel Ocampo. And here at the championship match at 125 pounds, it's Nevaeh Wilson who leads 7-0 now. She's turning Spadell and is going to be your champion unless something changes here in the last 15 seconds. A cradle now by Lewis. She's come from behind in the third period. She's going to tie it up at the very least if McKee, and it's a fall. A surprise there as McKenna McKee was leading 5-2. And she gets cradled and beaten by Christian Lewis. So Lewis finishes in third place. Oh, they had 3 dots up incorrectly, so we still have a period to go. 7-0, Wilson leads. Don't forget, we've got Mallory Winter coming up later at 155 pounds. I want to thank Dave Nathan back at the studio as he's helping us out on the technical side of things with my board. Just a little turn of a little knob making a big difference there. Still 7-0. 90 seconds left here. Another takedown for Wilson. And she's going to be your champion here. She's riding out Spadell at the Rochester SemiState. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in and listening to us. 1 minute left here in the title match at 125. Next up will be Ella Gall from Northfield. And she'll be wrestling Aubrey Troutner, a freshman. Gall was your state champion last year at 132 pounds as a junior. And we'll see whether we get our next champion up here. We'll see how good Troy Jacks is at twisting arms down there. Naima Ghaffar was your winner from Northwood. She took 6th place last year. And there's your final, 9-0, as Nevaeh Wilson becomes your semi-state champ at 125 pounds. We'll be right back after this message.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a nonprofit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition. IGW hosts the USA Girls Midwest Nationals in early October of every year, and over the past 7 years has grown to be one of the largest all-girls dual and individual open tournaments in the country. This year, the duels had 30 teams from across the country, with 5 from Indiana, and over 500 girls competing in the individual open. So be on the lookout for more all-girls tournaments sponsored by Indiana Girls Wrestling in the near future. For more information, you can go to indianagirlswrestling.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook under Indiana Girls Wrestling.
Welcome back here to Rochester High School. We are underway at 130 pounds. Wrestling for the title, Aubrey Troutner from Huntington North, Ella Gall, the defending state champion at 132 last year. She's a senior, undefeated. Wrestling in the 3rd place match is Hadley Ailing from East Noble. She's a senior, and she's wrestling Lindsay Pugh from North Miami. Just down the road here, 20-10. A big single leg by Ealing, somehow fought off by Pugh. That was impressive. 1 minute consolation first periods. Gall has gotten the takedown. She's got a double chicken wing in on the Troutner. And Troutner is stacked up, feet in the air. A minute to go. Troutner has bounced back and forth and has got her head out. And she's going to end up with a reversal if she can pull her arm out here. Gall still a hold of Troutner's right arm. The near fall is scored, so it's 5-0. Gall still holding on to that arm, and she's not going to get the reversal until it comes out. And there it comes out. And Troutner gets her 2 points, survives the pin attempt there. So 5-2 is the score. Ella Gall leads. Ailing has a 1-0 lead on Lindsay Pugh. And now it's Pugh who takes Ailing to her back. And Pugh has the head lifted, arm outstretched, 1:15 to go. And there's the fall. Lindsay Pugh is your 3rd place finisher for North Miami. East Noble leads the team score, 123 points. New Haven with 105.5. Focusing now on the championship match at 130 pounds. Gall leads at 5-2. We're in the start of the 2nd period. Troutner chose bottom to start the period. A lot of action from all over here as we have fans on mats 3 and 4. Participants, coaches, trying to keep enough room empty for all the fans. Of course, as we get closer to the end of this meet, it will clear out a little bit. If you are listening on WZBD, please note that if you're coming to Rochester tomorrow, that you should plan on getting here early if you want a seat. I don't know how good my estimations are, but I'm guessing that there's only room for about 400 people here on this side of the gym. We'll see if we can't give you a little video clip to give you an idea of what we're talking about here on the website later on. 32 seconds left. 5-2 is the score. Elagall leads. Going to get a restart here as they went out of bounds. Up next is going to be Emily Maynor from Jay County, wrestling for 3rd place. Maynor will be wrestling a familiar opponent in Bell from Muncie Central. Gall has a wing, 12 seconds left. She's got that right arm behind the back. Again, it's the same move. Oh, and the chicken wing works there. Doubles, it stacks her right up, and Troutner is pinned, and Ella Gall is your champion for Northfield. She remains undefeated on the season. And we are joined now by our champion at 100. Naima. Okay, I had it right. And sophomore semi-state champion for Northwood, and a great performance in the finals as she won with a fall right at the end of the first period. Congratulations. Had you wrestled corporal before?
No.
So it was a brand new opponent for you?
Yeah.
When you started last week at the regional, did you think that you were going to end up a semi-state champion?
That was the goal,
That was your goal? So tell us what your goal is now for Friday heading to Kokomo.
Make minimum mistakes, wrestle my matches, and do my best and try to get to the top of the podium.
Who are your coaches here with you today? I saw Coach Lone down there.
Yeah, and my dad, Farouk Ghaffar.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on your title, and we look forward to seeing you wrestle on Friday at Kokomo, and hopefully you bring a state title back to Northwood.
Thank you.
Thank you. So up on the mat now is Emily Maynor at 130 pounds. Thank you. Maynor is wrestling. No, I'm sorry. I was a weight off. They already had the weights on there. It's Lena Lingo who's first. She's at 135 pounds. Maynor's at 140. So Lingo and Akira Jones are on the mat right now, wrestling for 3rd. The championship match at 135 is Alexis Spalding from Columbia City. She's taking on Katie Vardaman, the junior, 4-1 from Homestead. Nice little throw by there by Lingo, and she gets the opening takedown on Jones just before the end of this abbreviated first period. Coach Myers, Coach Winter in the chairs for the Patriots. Lena is going to choose, I didn't see her signal her choice. She's going to choose top. Start the second period here. We snap a photo for the website. Lingo covers, and she's away. Jones stands up. Lingo returns her to the mat. Traps an arm for a second. Vardaman's got the opening takedown over there in the championship match at 135. Again, Jones stands up. Lingo lifts her up and returns her to the mat. And we are going to be joined here by Nevaeh Wilson in a second. 1 second. We're going to be joined by Nevaeh Wilson here in a second, but we'll wait until Lena Lingo's match is over. So Lingo trying to score again on Jones. She gets 2 near fall. And she leads 4-0. In the match at 135, Vardaman leads 2-0 for Homestead. And we're going to get an injury time, so now we'll hand her the microphone. She looks a little nervous. And we are joined now in the interview loft by Nevaeh Wilson, your semi-state champ for Angola at 125 pounds. A 9-0 win, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you had wrestled her last week at regional, is that correct?
Yes.
How many times have you wrestled her?
I think that might be out of the past 2 years, like my 5th or 6th time.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your season so far. How many losses do you have? Have you won any tournaments?
I believe I have 3 losses. And yes, I've won tournaments. I can't remember which.
You have a loss to Naima, who we just talked to.
Yes.
And she won a semi-state title at the weight below you.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have, it looks like, losses to Aubrey Troutner.
Yes.
Who was just wrestling earlier. But you come into today, you win a semi-state title, and now you get to advance to Kokomo next Friday. What are your goals going to be on Friday?
My goals on Friday is to take what I've done good, especially today, from my other matches and tournaments, and take those, do them there, and improve them, and to work on what I did wrong this week, and to try to fix that before state, and to just go in there, be the best wrestler I can be, take my improvements from this season. Yeah.
And who are your coaches here tonight?
Tonight we have Coach Riley Morrison and Coach Russ Tingley.
Very cool. And last year you finished 7th at 120 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
How will the experience be different for you now, having already stood on the medal stand and kind of had that experience?
Well, last year I went in there a bit nervous. I never went to a tournament like that before. So this year, hopefully I'm coming in more prepared and ready for it. Last year, nerves got to me. I'm going to work on that this year. Yeah.
Well, very good. Well, we congratulate you on your semi-state title, and we wish you luck on Friday, and hopefully we get to interview you again when we'll be there at Kokomo.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Again, that was Nevaeh Wilson from Angola High School, your semi-state champion at 125 pounds. And while she was on the mic, we got a fall from Lena Lingo with 5 seconds left in the second period as she claims 3rd place. In the championship bout over here at 135 pounds, Katie Vardaman is your leader, 6-1. Now it's Emily Maynor who is going to be wrestling. Maynor will be wrestling Kamaya Bell from East Noble. We want to thank Troy Jacks for getting everything lined up for us down there. If he's successful, our next guest will be Ella Gall, your champion last year at 132. We're in the 3rd period now to start. Vardaman has an 8-1 lead. Coach Oberlin in the chair over there. Of course, we had Coach Oberlin's Homestead Spartans in a great match on Tuesday at Adams Central. Vardaman is on top. Coach Culp's Alexis Spalding gets to her feet. Spalding beat Lingo in the semifinals in a very close match. Spalding gets to her feet now. 8-2 is the score. Alexis going to have to do something big here to make up the difference. As we said, Emily Maynor up next for the Patriots. Don't go anywhere, as we'll have Mallory Winter's semi-state championship match at 155 pounds coming up here shortly in the next 10 minutes. That'll be on air on WZBD, and after that you can stick with us throughout for the rest of the meet on the YouTube broadcast. Thank all of our sponsors who really stepped up this year and allowed us to cover girls wrestling this year. And Vardaman is your semi-state champion as she gets a fall with 38 seconds left in that period. She has her hand raised. Vardaman is your winner, the junior from Homestead.
Advancing to Kokomo for the state finals at 130. Noble. Third place, Lindsay Pugh, North Miami. Second place, Aubrey Troutner, Huntington North. And your champion at 130, Ellen Gall, Brookfield.
Got another interview here for you. Real quick, we're gonna cover this match, and then we'll bring you in. On the mat right now, wrestling for third place is Emily Maynor. Maynor is wrestling Kamaya Bell. Championship match between Naomi Leffers and Lindsay Dill. And Maynor, wrestling in this shortened first period, is on her feet with Bell. Bell with the high crotch. Sprawl by Maynor. 20 seconds left. Let's see if we can't bring you in. Who am I talking to here?
Oh gosh, this is loud. My name is Michaela Brainerd.
Okay.
Not Micaiah.
Not Micaiah, okay. And you finished in third place at 110 pounds. And I'm going to pull up your stuff here on Indiana Mat. It's so cool how you can find all of that stuff there. And look at that.
I'm not ranked.
You're not even ranked, and you're moving on to wrestle in the state finals. How cool is that?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm a senior. This is my first year ever wrestling. And so, honestly, I did not expect to come this far at all.
So tell us who your coaches were today.
My coach is Andy Richardson, and then, oh gosh, he's actually a middle school coach, but our other coach is with the boys at Centerville right now.
Okay.
So I feel terrible, but I forget
So
his
tell us
name.
now what your goals are going to be for heading into Friday at Kokomo.
Not get out first round.
Okay, so wrestle your best in the first round and hope for a medal.
Yeah.
Well, we congratulate you on a pretty cool accomplishment. I can tell you that I've been looking through all of the rankings, and I believe so far of the weights that we've seen, you're the first unranked girl to make it through. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, it makes me pretty happy. This is my first year ever wrestling.
That's awesome.
And
What inspired you to try it?
I've really always wanted to do it, but my family was scared I would get hurt and stuff because I'm kind of fragile a little bit. I'm a little clumsy. And so when I moved to Middle Central and I heard that they didn't have any girls, but they were looking for some, I just kind of walked up in the room one day and I was like, hey, guys, how you doing? And they welcomed me with open arms, and now we're here.
Well, that takes a lot of courage, and I commend you on that. Thanks for coming on the broadcast today, and we will see you at Kokomo on Friday.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We thank Michaela for that interview, the third place finisher at 110 pounds from Monroe Central. We are into the third period here as Emily Maynor trails 1-0 against Kamaya Bell. East Noble pretty close to wrapping up the team title here. Lindsay Dill of Northfield is tied with Naomi Leffers 2-2 at 140 pounds. That's where we are right now in the championship side of things. Bell is ranked 10th and Maynor is ranked 7th, but it's number 12 and number 13, Leffers and Dill, who are in the championship round. Could create some pretty interesting first round draws next Friday at Kokomo. And Leffers has her opponent on her back, and it's Leffers who gets the fall. Naomi Leffers, the senior from Central Noble, is your semi-state champ at 140 pounds. Very impressive there, and a tight match to turn Dill and get the fall. So back to Emily Maynor now at 140 pounds. She turns and faces her opponent, gets an escape now. That makes the score 1-1 here in the final period. Emily Maynor looking to avoid finishing in fourth place at 140 pounds. Of course, a fourth place finisher will have to wrestle a champion at one of the other semi-states. That likely means a 33% chance of wrestling somebody like Alexandra, I should say, Bostic from Highland, a defending state champ. And we're going to be joined here by Ella Gall from Northfield. We're going to talk to Ella here in just a minute after Emily Maynor's match is complete. Once again, Maynor and Bell are 1-1 on their feet here in the third place match at 140 pounds. After that, we'll have the award ceremony for 135, and then we will have the championship bout at 145 between Lane Pepler and Olivia Bodie. Maynor tying up with Bell, trying to find her takedown. Coach Myers with a short grimace, now down on one knee, off the chair, shouting instructions. Maynor with a collar tie, wrist control on the left-hand side. They break apart. Maynor clears the hair from her face. She tries to tie up with Bell. Reaches for a leg. 20 seconds left now. This one may go to overtime. Neither girl willing to take a shot. Maynor kind of forces a shot and is in a bad position now. Could give up a takedown if she gets spun around, but she does a nice job of keeping up with it. And Maynor and Bell both showing some fatigue after wrestling several matches here in the last 3 or 4 hours. We're going to go to overtime. One-to-one's the score. We're going to get 1 minute of overtime. If nobody scores, we'll go to ultimate overtime. And let's go ahead and bring in our champion, Ella Gall, who was your champion at 130 pounds and was the state champion last year at 132 pounds. Welcome to the interview loft, Ella.
Hi.
We were there in, I can't even remember, we go to so many gyms. Where was state last year? Mooresville.
Yes.
We were at Mooresville last year when you won. That was a really cool moment. And I certainly expected when I saw the bracket here at 130 pounds to see you on top. How much pressure did you feel this year coming in as the defending state champion?
It was more just I wanted to win again. Like the feeling under the lights and my family cheering me on. I just wanted to repeat that again.
Well, we'll ask you a few more questions here after we get through this overtime period here between Emily Maynor and Bell from East Noble. Again, these two tying up like they did for most of the last minute of the third period. Jay County down in 6th place right now. A win here and a win by Mallory Winter could catapult Jay County up into 4th place overall behind the 3 NE8 teams who are in the lead here. East Noble, New Haven, and Columbia City. It's East Noble's Kamaya Bell who's on the mat with Emily Maynor here in overtime. 24 seconds left. Bell did score first. We'll see if that comes into play. Let's see if Emily can find a shot here against Bell. Bell's the one who shoots in on a double leg. Maynor tries to keep her hips back, and they go out of bounds. That was a pretty deep shot there by Kamaya. So 10 seconds left. Maynor and Bell both look pretty drained as far as energy goes. We'll see who has the better chance at riding out for 30 seconds. And that's where we're headed. They flip the coin. Bell wins the toss. She's going to have the first choice. Coach Reason says, you're going to go down and you're going to get out and you're going to get your point. Coach Myers gives his instructions to Emily. Emily pulls on her knee pad. And away we go. Immediately Bell stands up, breaks the hands, gets out. 25 seconds now. Maynor will get a chance to score in her 32nd overtime. Ella, in your season, how many matches have you had that got to this point, to the 32nd overtimes?
I had a few. One big one was county finals, freshman year for boys.
Now Maynor in on a shot, 3 seconds left. She needs to hold on to that leg. No points scored. So it'll be Maynor's choice. She'll have 30 seconds to get out. And if the match is still tied 2-2. Then it'll be Bell's choice for the final ultimate tiebreaker, 30 seconds. And away we go. Maynard on her knees, needs to get to her feet. She's trying to find the wrist control. She gets to 1 foot, stands up. Bell brings her back down. She gets back to her feet, and there's the escape. 15 seconds left. One of the better matches here in this placement round is taking place right now. It's 2-2. There's 7 seconds left. Is there a takedown in this? Both girls look pretty tired. 3 seconds left. And it is going to be Bell's choice. Coach Myers giving the instructions. When you haven't wrestled in many of these matches, it's hard to know what to do, and Emily barely has any energy left. She limps over to behind Bell. She's going to have to ride her for 30 seconds to win this match and get 3rd place. Otherwise, she'll have to settle for 4th. She grabs an ankle. She tries to trip her forward. Stays around, and there's the escape. So your 3rd place finisher is going to be Bell from East Noble. And once again, we're joined by Ella Gall, the defending state champion from Northfield. You mentioned earlier that you wrestled some varsity matches against the boys. Have you wrestled any varsity matches this year against boys?
No.
Just girls this year?
Yeah.
Okay. And so walk us through what next week looks like for you on Friday. On Thursday, Friday, will you have any sort of recognition from the school? Will you, you don't really have to spend the night before since you're pretty close to Kokomo. Will you have teammates with you? Who else from Northfield has made it?
Yeah, we have Lindsay Dill, our 140-pounder, coming with, and she's a great addition to the team this year.
Is she your practice partner?
Yeah, sometimes. I work with my brother a lot, though.
Okay. And Dill was defeated in the championship there in the 2nd period by fall by Leffers, but a 2nd place finisher, and so pretty cool for a school like Northfield, a pretty small school from Wabash County, to have 2 girls wrestling in the state finals.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, very good, Ella. It was very nice to talk to you, and we look forward to hopefully having the chance to talk to you as a repeat state champion next week on Friday at Kokomo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Again, that was Ella Gall from Northfield. And we are now at 145 pounds. Wrestling in the championship match is Olivia Bodie from New Haven, 30-2 on the year. She's taking on Lane Pepler from Rochester. Up next, it'll be Mallory Winter. Thank all those who are listening live on their car radios, 92.7 FM. We'll be with you for just a moment longer. We get a chance to talk to these Jay County girls. First takedown of the match went to Olivia Bodie, but we get a reversal here by Pepler, the sophomore for Rochester. On their feet in the first period in the 3rd place match are Addison Flores, the sophomore from Blackford, and Elaine Leans from East Noble, a sophomore with 20 wins on the year. We get another takedown by Bodie. No, a reversal, I'm sorry. Trying to do 2 matches at once here. Bodie leads 4-2. .26 seconds left in that first period over there. No score in the 3rd place match. We are going to be joined shortly by Katie Vardaman of Homestead, who was your champ at 135 pounds. Coach Reason getting summoned to the head table. We want to thank all the people who made this possible, both on the broadcast and on the mat. Oh, perfect. 1 second here before we bring you in as we get through these matches. And Elaine Lins has taken Addison Flores down and has her in a headlock. We see a switch over there by Bodie as she rips Lane Pepler over and puts her on her back here at the start of the 2nd period. And Bodie's going to go for the fall, and it's really close. Leans gets the fall for 3rd place. Bodie a little bit out of position. She needs to be careful. And we are about to be joined in the interview here by Lena Lingo, the third place match, third place winner at 135 pounds. I mistakenly called you Emily Maynor earlier because track wrestling had it already up on the board and I was looking down at the bottom. Let's bring Lena Lingo in here. And at the very beginning of the year, we did a match at Jay County, and Nat Wood, who works for WZBD and is very involved in Jay County wrestling, he told us that you were the one to watch out for this year for the Jay County Patriots, and here you are, a third place finisher at SemiState.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You got a little shiner to prove that you wrestled today.
Yeah.
When did you pick that up?
I picked it up like Tuesday at practice.
Oh, okay. Did Coach Myers put his knee in your face?
Mallory Winter did.
Oh, well, at least when it's a black eye, if it comes from a two-time defending state champion, kind of wear that as a badge of honor.
Yeah, be proud of it.
So we're in the championship match. Boutsard did not get Bodie did not get the fall, but she leads 11-2. So you walk out of here along with two teammates getting ready to head to Kokomo. Tell us a little bit about what you expect on Friday and what your goals are going to be.
It's going to be hard. I mean, I didn't get the place that I wanted to get today, but I'm going to work all week, work as hard as I can to come back and place at state finals.
And last year you were there at 126 pounds, so you have the experience. It's a different venue, but it's still basically the same tournament, and so you've got that experience and probably not going to be as nervous, and probably the most nervous part is waiting for the bracket to come out.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully I get a good draw. Can't wait for the brackets to come out so I can just calm down a little bit.
So you look at your ranking and you're number 13, and you've got a lot of matches against these girls who are ranked in the top 16 on Indiana mat, but certainly the more you see some of these girls, the more you know about them, the more you know that it comes down to how you wrestle and not how they wrestle.
Yes.
So we're 2 minutes left here in the championship bout at 145 pounds. What do you expect from Mallory here at 155 in the championship?
A win.
A win. Well, she's won state the last 2 years and had a great career, and we certainly look forward to watching you and Mallory and Emily next week on Friday at Kokomo. WZBD will be there like we've been all year long, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you there.
Thank you. We've got a backlog here of interviewees. And up next is Katie Vardaman, your champ. And there's the fall by Olivia Bodie. She gets the fall with 1 minute and 11 seconds left. Let's go to 140 pounds and make sure that I have everything right. You are now joined in the interview loft by Katie Vardaman, your semi-state champion at 135 pounds for the Homestead Spartans. Welcome.
Hi.
Congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
And you get to wrestle Alexis in the finals, and I'm sure that you guys have wrestled multiple times this season before. Does that make a difference for you when you're wrestling somebody that you're familiar with?
It really does, because she beat me at regionals, and it was just like, it's a big motivator for someone when I know I can beat them and I make silly mistakes. It's a good motivator for when I know I'm going to see them again, to make sure I capitalize on the mistakes that I made and focus on that and win.
So tell us who your coaches are here today. You got Coach Oberlin with you. Who else?
Greenwood. We have Coach Greenwood with us today.
Awesome. Well, a great performance for you, and we're about to call Mallory Winter's championship match here at 155 pounds, so we thank you for coming on, and we hope that
Thank you.
next week on Friday we get to talk to you as a state champion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Mallory is on the mat now at 155 pounds for the championship bout. At her weight, she's taking on Reagan Trenery, a freshman with just one loss. And believe it or not, this is number 1 versus number 2 in the state at this weight. Mallory with a big single leg and a finish to take a 2-0 lead. Wrestling for third are Grace Hirems and Kaylee Boussard. A little bit of a scramble here as Mallory got a little bit too high, but now she recovers and gets behind Trenery. 2-0 lead here, 45 seconds in. Championship bout, the Rochester SemiState from 2-time state champion Mallory Winter. Trenery gets to her feet. Winter brings her back down. Mallory, a state champ at 160 pounds the last 2 years. This year the weights changed, and she dropped down to 155. She has a wing now, and she's in a position to score a fall. Oh, Trenery comes around and gets a headlock. Mallory went too far all the way around, and Trenery popped her head out. And that makes the score 2-2 on the reversal. And Trenery's got a half Nelson in against Winter. Dad gives some instructions, and now Mallory gets out of that and gets to her feet. There was 2 near fall, so Trenery had a 4-2 lead. And with the escape, it's 4-3 now. Ankle pick there by Trenery. She's in deep on Winter. Winter keeps her hips down, sprawls, holds on to an ankle as the first period ends. Ooh, that was exciting. Coach Jacks is not pleased about the near fall that was awarded. He goes over to argue, to discuss, we should say. I'm wondering if Coach Jacks isn't asking whether Mallory had near fall before she gave up the reversal. Grace Hirams is up on Boussard, 6-2. And we still have a long discussion here as to what the score is. We are not consulting the side official yet. Mallory was about to turn Reagan Trenery. She had her on her back. I'm pretty sure that he counted at least once. And as she spun around to readjust, she lost the head. Trenery came around and caught Winter and put her on her back. But the argument is to no avail from the Jay County coaching staff. So Mallory will trail heading into the second period now 4-3. It was her choice after the toss. She deferred. And let's see how Mallory attacks Trenery here in the second period after giving up those points. Winter ties up as Trenery chose neutral. Interesting choice. Big, deep shot there on the single leg by Trenery. Winter with good hips, sprawls, pushes the head down. Comes around the other side now. Winter still on the sprawl. Trenery still holding on to that right leg of Winter. Now she's lost it. Now a front headlock by Winter. Trenery stands up, reshoots, and is in much deeper now on Winter. Trenery hips over. Winter holding on to an ankle. She pulls that ankle up. She's going to get a potentially dangerous. No points scored. She goes out of bounds. And we're going to be joined by Leffers here in a second. Right now it's Winter. Sprawling on another shot by Trenery. And boom, she comes around. She's going to get 2 takedown here. Trenery holding on to a leg, barely, and there's the 2 takedown. That gives Mallory a 5-4 lead. Trenery comes around, a quick reversal, and that reverses the lead again, 6-5. Now she's going to try a tilt on Winter. And these two are pretty equal from what we've seen here in the first 3.5 minutes. We had a fall over here as Boussard is defeated by Hirams. So Trenery on the ride now. She leads 6-5 against Mallory, who will have her choice. In the third period, 15 seconds left. After the conclusion of this one, we're going to be joined by Naomi Leffers. We'll hand her the headset here and let her listen for now. 3 seconds left. And Winter will trail by a point heading into the third period. She looks at Dad. Dad says, "What do you want to do?" Mallory looks tired. She's going to go neutral. Trenery's been awfully good on her feet here in the last 3 minutes of the match. She's gotten in deep. Once on a high crotch, once on an ankle pick. Winner. Collar tie, wrist control, the right hand. Oh, a high crotch completely missed by Trenery, and Winner comes out on top. That gives her a 7-6 lead. Now let's see if Mallory can put the legs in and ride this out, or if she's going to need another takedown to win it. Trenery reaches back for the head, stands up. Mallory brings her back to the mat. 1:31 left here for Winner to win a semi-state title. Trenery very quick. Mallory thinking about taking an injury timeout. I don't know if she took one to the chest, but we're going to bring in Naomi Leffers here, so we have a chance to interview her. First off, congratulations on a semi-state title.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about your wrestling career and how long you've been wrestling.
So I started wrestling last year. My brothers have wrestled in the past, and it's just a thing in the family now.
The name sounded familiar, so I kind of figured that.
Yes, my brother was decent, so so this is my second year so far.
And a big improvement from last year, it looks like, and you've won yourself a semi-state title. Did you think that was in the cards today when you showed up?
I was definitely not expecting it, no, but I'm very, very happy with it, that's for sure.
So tell us who your coaches were today.
So Tanner Sheff, Keandra DeWitt, and Kayla Mooney, they were all here today supporting me and helping me out through every decision.
And now on Friday, you head to Kokomo as a semi-state champion and a favorite to medal. What will your goal be for Friday?
Definitely do as good as I did here. Work as hard as I can and put everything out there. It's my last chance to wrestle, so give everything I have.
Well, let's hang on to you here for a second. We have 90 seconds left. Mallory Winner has the lead. 7-6, we're back underway. 90 seconds she needs to ride. Reagan Trenery, the freshman from Eastside. Mallory trying to find an arm. Trenery tries to stand up. She's off on that ride on the left-hand side. She's got wrist control. She's killed off 20 seconds so far since the restart. Trying to work a half Nelson, although she's off too high now. Trying to tuck that head underneath. She doesn't really need the near fall here. Oh, and she turns Trenery over. She's got her flat. She at least got one count. Now she's going to get two. Nope. Nope, she did get two near fall. That makes up for the argument earlier in the match. And now at 9-6, Mallory in much better position. She can still give up an escape. 9-6 she leads, 30 seconds left. Looking to become the first ever Jay County semi-state champion on the girls' side. This being the first semi-state ever. 15 seconds left. She's got Trenery twisted up here. And a great usage of injury time to catch her breath and come back. She's got a half Nelson in. She's got a wrist locked. And Mallory Winner is your semi-state champion at 155 pounds with a 9-6 victory. Congratulations to Mallory. We are still in the interview loft here with Naomi Leffers. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you to start wrestling.
So like I said, my brothers had wrestled, and we were getting a girls program started up, trying to grow the all-girls wrestling. So I really, one of my friends got really close to trying it, and I said, I'll do it if you do it. So we kind of just both agreed and joined, and then we got a bigger group going, and now we have two of our foreign exchange students on the team. So that's really cool. They both did really well. They didn't move on, but they've done really well. So it's just grown, but basically just friends trying it out, and we both agreed to try it and have fun with it.
Very cool. We congratulate you again on your championship today, and we look forward to seeing you on Friday at Kokomo. WZBD will be there to cover it, and hopefully we're talking to you next weekend as the state champion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're here now at 170 pounds in the championship match, as it's Paisley Chambers and Heaven Gardner. Chambers from Westell, Gardner from New Haven. New Haven has clinched the team title with 131 points. No, I'm sorry, East Noble has clinched it. New Haven cannot catch them. That's what I meant to say. So East Noble and Coach Sam Reason going to be your champs here tonight. Wrestling for third place is Braylon Lazier from Columbia City against Sophia Gropp from Westell. Thank everybody for joining us here on YouTube. Mallory Winter, semi-state champion, one step closer to becoming a 3-time state champion. And what could be a preview of the state championship match between Trenery and Winter there, ranked number 1 and number 2 in the state. Join us tomorrow for Team State action live from Rochester here in the Zebra Den for 1A. 2A will be at Jay County. Right now in the championship match here at 170, Chambers leads Gardner 4-1. Gardner on her feet. It's 4-2 now, I should say. They just put the point up for Gardner. Shot by Gardner, fought off by Chambers. Sophia Gropp from Westell has the legs in on Lazier and is trying to turn her. Too many people who are present in the building texting me while I'm trying to broadcast. End of the first period here in the championship match at 170 pounds. Paisley Chambers, a freshman from Westell, leads it. 4 minutes away from being a semi-state champ. She's in deep on a shot, but Heaven Gardner has a whizzer in and counters it, spins around and gets a takedown. And we are about to be joined here by our semi-state champion at 145 pounds, Olivia Bodie. That is the third. You are the third New Haven Bulldog that we have spoken to today. Pretty cool to come here with teammates and win semi-state titles.
Yeah, it's felt really good to be able to do this.
So tell us a little bit about your career. It looks like your third year of wrestling varsity, and you were a 2-time state placer.
Yep.
So what were your goals coming into today, and what were your goals beyond Friday?
My goals today were to really just come in and do what I know, do what I've been taught to do what my coaches have told me. That's just all I've strived for today.
And who were your coaches today?
My coaches today are Jimmy Lynn, Harley Burand, Chad Martz, and Samuel Campo.
Harley, one of my favorite guys on earth.
Oh yeah, he's my favorite guy.
I love Harley. Now you have a teammate out there on the mat right now.
Yep.
And Heaven Gardner. She has tightened things up. It's now 5-4. What can you tell us about Heaven?
Heaven has gone on really strong this year. She's done so amazing. I'm so proud of her. At the beginning of the season, I was weighing a little bit heavier than what I am now, and we wrestled at East Noble, our first meet of the season. And sorry, I'm trying to watch this too.
Yeah, it's okay. We're both doing the same thing at the same time. Chambers gets a reversal there and takes a 7-5 lead now as Gardner gets out. And you two were at the same weight and you wrestled, and who won that match?
I won that match. I only won, I want to say, by a couple takedowns. It was a really nice match. We went all 3 periods. It was strong. We were strong together. We wrestled like we hated each other, really.
Now, are you guys practice partners?
No, we are not. Me and our 155 are practice partners.
Okay. 43 seconds left in the second period. Gardner trails 7-5. So have you wrestled Janowski from Lake Central this year?
I wrestled her at IHSGW State, but as far as that, I have not wrestled her at all this year.
Okay.
I'm hoping to meet her in the finals at state.
She was a state champion last year at 145 pounds.
Yep.
And a big throw by Gardner there as she puts Chambers on her back. She's going to take the lead here if she doesn't get the fall. Gardner trying to fight it off. Chambers trying to fight it. And there's the fall with 2 seconds left. Heaven Gardner is your champ, and the New Haven Bulldogs make it 4 semi-state champs today.
Yep, and I'm so proud of our team, and we did such a good job today. I'm so happy with everyone. Even though we had some girls not come out in the top 4, we had them wrestle their hardest this season, and I'm very proud of them.
Well, Olivia, thank you for coming on our broadcast today. Thank you for the interview.
Yep, of course.
And we will be right back there on Friday in Kokomo, and we hope to interview you as a state champ.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So, what a way to end things there at 170 pounds as Heaven Gardner comes from behind and picks up the fall to become the 4th semi-state champion for New Haven. That takes us to 190 pounds now. At 190, it'll be Michaela Clifford, undefeated junior, sporting a very cool pink Columbia City singlet that I didn't see her wear in the last round. She'll be taking on Chloe Lynn, a senior from Western. Amber Handshoe is wrestling for 3rd place from Prairie Heights against Reagan Jackson from Daleville. Coach Brett Smith says he's going to join us as an interviewee after Handshoe's match here at 190. So we're underway here at 190. Clifford, front headlock on Lynn. Lynn trying to stand up. Clifford pulling hard on that head with all her weight. Edge of the mat. And they go out of bounds.
Go, Chloe!
25 seconds into it here. We are trying to juggle interviews and matches at the same time, but these girls all good guests on our broadcast this afternoon. Like I said, if you're coming to Team State, make sure that you get here early tomorrow. Head down 24, a little bit earlier than you might have expected. Nice move there by Shoemaker, but it doesn't count because time ran out. I want to thank all of our champions for joining us on the broadcast. Just 4 bouts left in this meet. Scoreless in the 1st place match, scoreless in the 3rd place match. And with that, that should give us time to play a quick commercial.
The Jay County Wrestling Club is a great place for your son or daughter to learn the great sport of wrestling. Our club does a great job of developing youngsters into better athletes using gymnastics, wrestling technique, and strength training. If interested, check out our Facebook page for practice details and to stop in.
The Fort Wrestling Facility at 1519 Goshen Road in Fort Wayne is building young wrestlers all across the Fort Wayne area, one practice at a time. Join us for a live practice session or one of our upcoming camps at the Fort Wrestling Facility. Just check out our website today at thefortwrestling.com. Through high school, don't miss the chance to train with wrestlers from all over the area, focusing on technique, conditioning, and learning how to love the sport of wrestling. The Fort Wrestling Facility, building wrestlers in the Fort.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a non-profit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition. IGW hosts the USA Girls Midwest Nationals in early October of every year, and over the past 7 years has grown to be one of the largest all-girls dual and individual open tournaments in the country. This year, the duels had 30 teams from across the country, with 5 from Indiana, and over 500 girls competing in the individual open. So be on the lookout for more all-girls tournaments sponsored by Indiana Girls Wrestling in the near future. For more information, you can go to indianagirlswrestling.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook under Indiana Girls Wrestling.
Welcome back here, and Michaela Clifford with a quick pin here to win the title at 190 pounds. She was up 2-1 on Chloe Lynn. We're joined now by head coach of the Prairie Heights Panthers, Brett Smith. Brett, I have been telling everybody that's been listening to our broadcast, and we were just live on 92.7 for Mallory's championship match at 155. You better get here early.
Yes, for sure.
Because there's not a whole lot of seating here.
Not a lot of seating, but possibly still a better setup than Franklin and Martinsville, so we'll see.
We shall see. We are finally to 235. Wrestling for third place will be Lexi Edwards from Muncie Central against Rebecca Owsley from Lakeland. And I've been watching so many different things. Did you pick up a win there, or did you lose at 190?
We ended up getting reversed to our back and unfortunately took a loss there.
Oh, shoot. Was she your only state qualifier?
No, we have a qualifier at Christian Lewis at 125
that's right.
today
That's
that
right.
picked up a pin for third place.
Very cool. And, of course, WZBD will be there on Friday at Kokomo. And we are waiting on Heaven Gardner, I believe, to receive her award. So excited. Man, New Haven 4 champs today.
Wow.
And says a lot about what Coach Reason's been able to accomplish at East Noble, and that he's going to win it despite New Haven having 4 champs.
Yeah, I don't know how many girls East Noble end up finishing advancing today too, but every time I looked around it seemed like they were having girls on the mat.
So we're going to wait for the awards to finish there. We've had a chance to talk to almost every champion today. It's been pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about how you run your girls program and how it works with your boys program.
Pretty much we started, in the early window there and got them on the mat. We had some girls in cross country, had a couple girls playing volleyball. Once the boys were officially able to practice, we just ran it as a combined practice and have been doing it ever since. So girls kind of have a big section of mat and the boys have their section of mat, and we just kind of roll with it.
What do you have for a coaching staff today?
Just me and Coach Steele. Coach Steele wrestled for us, graduated, I don't know, probably 2016, 17, somewhere in there, and he's been helping us ever since.
And of course, you've also been dad and coach this year. That's a new experience for you.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun. My daughter plays volleyball. Finally talked her into wrestling this year, and then we got softball. So it's been a lot of fun. She's competed pretty well, I think. Won a regional last weekend, and she's wrestled a lot of tough girls, but I know she's had a lot of fun too.
Well, we look forward to seeing how your girls do on Friday, and we look forward to seeing how your boys do tomorrow here at Rochester. Brett, as much as a good friend as you are, you're getting bumped by a 2-time state champ. That's the way it works.
I guess she takes priority. Thanks, Dane.
Yep, thank you. So we are joined by our semi-state champion, Mallory Winter. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That one took some work.
Yeah, it did. Definitely did.
I think it was a well-timed timeout for you. Did you sustain an injury, or were you just out of breath?
No, I've been fighting a sickness the past week or so.
Well, it certainly seemed like it helped because you were pretty short on breath before it, and when you came back, you looked awfully good in that last minute.
Yep.
Coming into today, you know that you're probably facing a pretty quality opponent, number 1 versus number 2. How did you approach today knowing that even if you lost today, you still had Friday to come?
My brother did this when he was in high school, and I knew that just because, he gave up a loss his senior year, and I knew just because, if you give up a loss in semi-state, that doesn't define you coming the next week. And I just knew that no matter what happened in my finals match, that I just have to recover, come back, and be better next week.
So we're watching the championship bout right now at 235 pounds, our last bout of the day. Vivian Park wrestling Kira Park, Vivian from Columbia City, and Kira from North Side. And you've got two teammates. We talked to Lino earlier in the broadcast, and always cool to go down there with teammates on Friday to Kokomo.
Yeah, last year we sent 4 down, but this year we're only sending 3. But I mean, Lena and Emily, they've been really good practice partners this year. Lena's who I normally go with every single day, and she stepped up her game this year, and I'm really excited to see what she can do next week.
And just like that, Vivian Park is your champion with a big throw and a headlock and a fall. Mallory, we were able to broadcast your match live on the radio, and we were there all the way back in November for your dual meets, and it's been a lot of fun watching your career. And I'm really looking forward to having the day off from my regular job to spend the day watching you on Friday try to win a 3rd state title.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that was Mallory Winner, your champion at 155 pounds. We're going to hang around here for interviews with our other title winners, Michaela Clifford and Vivian Park from Columbia City. It's going to give us an opportunity to play some commercials here, and we will be right back.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a nonprofit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition. IGW hosts the USA Girls Midwest Nationals in early October of every year, and over the past 7 years has grown to be one of the largest all-girls dual and individual open tournaments in the country. This year, the duels had 30 teams from across the country, with 5 from Indiana, and over 500 girls competing in the individual open. So be on the lookout for more all-girls tournaments sponsored by Indiana Girls Wrestling in the near future. For more information, you can go to indianagirlswrestling.com or check them out on Instagram or Facebook under Indiana Girls Wrestling. The Jay County Wrestling Club is a great place for your son or daughter to learn the great sport of wrestling. Our club does a great job of developing youngsters into better athletes using gymnastics, wrestling technique, and strength training. If interested, check out our Facebook page for practice details and to stop in.
The Fort Wrestling Facility at 1519 Goshen Road in Fort Wayne is building young wrestlers all across the Fort Wayne area, one practice at a time. Join us for a live practice session or one of our upcoming camps at the Fort Wrestling Facility. Just check out our website today at thefortwrestling.com. Open to wrestlers 5 years old through high school, don't miss the chance to train with wrestlers from all over the area, focusing on technique, conditioning, and learning how to love the sport of wrestling. The Fort Wrestling Facility, building wrestlers in the Fort.
Indiana Girls Wrestling is a nonprofit organization that promotes female wrestling in the state of Indiana. Our purposes are to be a public advocate for females participating in the sport of wrestling, to provide competition and training opportunities so that female participation in the sport of wrestling can grow within the state of Indiana, and sponsors an all-star team named the Indiana Inferno for regional and national competition.
So welcome back here to Rochester High School. We are all done with the wrestling for today as we look forward to what we're going to see next Friday at Kokomo. And we are finishing up our interviews with our champions. And our next champion is Heaven Gardner from New Haven. And Heaven, welcome to the broadcast.
Hello.
And I am running through here, and I'm trying to find you on the rankings, and there you are. A junior this year.
Yep.
How many years have you been wrestling?
This is my 2nd year.
Okay. And what inspired you to get into wrestling?
Funny story. I'm usually a basketball player, and I was injured my sophomore year, and it was right after my hip surgery. And my athletic director at the time, he looked at me, he was like, "No, you need to wrestle." He was like, "You need to wrestle, you're strong, you can do it." And that's what I did. I did my sophomore year, and I was kind of like disappointed at how that one ended last year, so I worked hard, healed up even more, came out, put all my trust in God, and I'm here right now. So.
Well, you guys had a great day as a team with 4 semi-state champions.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to win the team title.
I know.
But you guys are going to have a great day on Friday at Kokomo, and we're really excited, and we want to congratulate you on your win, and we will be there on Friday to watch you and hopefully interview you as a state champ.
Hey,
you never
in
know.
God's hands. You never know.
Perfect. Thank you, Heaven. Yep, thank you. So we've got a whole lineup of champions here in front of us. Up next, who do we have here? Okay. And we are joined by Paisley Chambers. And Paisley, you wrestled in the 170-pound first place match. And tell us a little bit about your wrestling career. When did you get into wrestling?
I started in 2nd grade, so I've been doing it a while.
And now you're in high school and you get your first sort of chance to wrestle on the big stage, and you make it all the way to the semi-state championship match. As a freshman, that's a pretty cool accomplishment.
Yeah, and also me and my teammate are the first girls from our school to go to semi-state.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now you're going to wrestle at Kokomo on Friday. Tell us a little bit about what your goals are going to be on Friday.
I definitely want to place at least top 4. That's my goal, really. I mean, I'll be happy with really whatever because it's state and I just got the chance to wrestle. But I'm going to work hard and try and get 4th place at least or higher.
Now, you got to wrestle the #1 ranked wrestler in the state, a former state champ in Ava Lynn Moscone earlier this year. What do you know about her, and what was that match like?
She's very aggressive, and when we were wrestling, I think I had her on her back for like a couple seconds, but she got out. She's really aggressive, really fast. She's got a good tie, but she pinned me, so. But she's really good.
Who are your coaches today?
My dad, Cole Chambers, and Lexi Watt.
Awesome. Well, we congratulate you on making it all the way to the finals today. We wish you the best of luck on Friday at Kokomo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. A couple more interviews for you here. Who am I talking to here? Okay. And you were which spot here? Okay. And we are joined now by Sophia Gropp. Sorry, we had to get things squared away here at 170 pounds. And tell us a little bit about your career and how long you've been wrestling.
Wrestling since 3rd or 4th grade. And Paisley, who you just talked to, actually got me into it and made me start all of this.
Okay, and so you guys are teammates.
Yeah.
Which is a little, for most of us that follow wrestling, it's weird to have 2 girls from the same school in the same weight. But the way things are set up right now, you guys are able to do that and both go through it together, and you guys both qualify for state.
Yeah.
And I assume that you're practice partners?
Most of the time.
That would make sense. Tell us a little bit about your goals for Friday at Kokomo.
My goals is just to at least place, knowing that there's a lot of other good girls that I'll be wrestling.
And certainly if you were going down there on Friday without Paisley, it would be a lot different, but instead you get to go down there with her and experience it all with her as a friend and a teammate.
It's awesome.
Very cool. Well, we want to give you congratulations for making it to state as a freshman at 170 pounds. That's a pretty cool accomplishment.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on our broadcast, and we'll see you on Friday. Okay. I think we have 2 more here. We got 2 semi-state champs left to go. And let's see. We are joined here by Michaela Clifford, who is your semi-state champ at 190 pounds. And Columbia City ends the day with a pretty good run and 2 straight semi-state champs. Tell me a little bit about what your goals were coming into today.
I really had high hopes to just win it and try to pin everybody and just do the best I could, make as little mistakes as I could.
Now, you have not lost this year. Who has been your closest match this year?
I would say probably the Tri-Central girl. She just puts up a good fight, and she's very technical, and she just doesn't give up, so she's been pretty tough.
Now, looking at Friday. You've already wrestled at the state finals. You've wrestled at Kokomo. You've wrestled at Mooresville. Last year, you reached the semifinals and finished in 4th place. What's your goal for Friday?
I would say just to wrestle the best of my ability, and I do want to place 4th or higher again this year. Obviously, winning it would be amazing, but that's never the only option. So.
And of course, one of the sort of legendary figures of girls wrestling in its early stages here in Indiana, with Hannah West, a 3-time state champ, trying to become one of the few 4-time state champions in Indiana history. But really cool to be in a bracket with someone like that, and to say, if that's who I'm going to lose to, what a great person to lose to. So tell us who your coaches were today.
My dad, Brad Clifford, the main head coach, Blaine Culp, and Jordan Gilbert.
And we're going to talk to Vivian here in a second. Why don't you talk about her for a little bit?
Last year we were practice partners, so we really pushed each other in practice every single day and fought to our best of abilities, and I think she's just grown tremendously. She's winning these matches that people never thought she could, but she's doing great this year.
Well, we want to congratulate you on a semi-state title. We want to wish you the best of luck on Friday, and we hope that we get the chance to talk to you on Friday as a state champion.
Thank you.
Thank you. She'll hand the headset over there to Vivian, your semi-state champ at 235. She's having a conversation with our good friend John over here. Joined now by your champion of the Rochester Semi-State at 235 pounds. And how cool, back-to-back semi-state champs at the last 2 weights for the Eagles.
I think it's pretty cool. She's usually my warm-up partner, so I think it's cool that we both got to get first place today.
And talk about your coaches that were here today.
So Blaine Culp, Coach Gilbert, and Coach Clifford, they're all really supportive and just push us to do the best for ourselves.
And what got you into wrestling to begin with?
My brother wrestles for our team, and that's kind of how I joined it.
Okay. And, of course, we were there when Jay County wrestled Columbia City way back in November, and we've had fun getting to know all of you girls and watching you, and it was a great match there in the finals. Now, last year you made it to state.
Yes.
Didn't win in the first round.
Nope.
And so is that the goal for Friday? Do you have more goals than that, or is it one match at a time?
I take it one match at a time just to focus on that match and what I'm going to do for it, and just to prepare myself.
Well, very cool. They're going to turn the lights out on us here before too long. Some really cool ladies over there in the corner who work really, really hard to keep these kind of tournaments going. I know that you're appreciative of them, and we wish you the best of luck here on Friday. Enjoy your couple days of school, and we'll see you at Kokomo on Friday and hopefully talk to you as a state champ.
Thank you.
Again, that was Vivian Park, your semi-state champion for the Columbia City Eagles. As we wrap up our broadcast here, we want to thank everybody for listening. Your team champs, the East Noble Knights. Jay County comes away with one champion in Mallory Winter. Join us for our semi-state or our state finals broadcast next Friday. We'll have all the rounds live from the gymnasium in Kokomo. This has been Dane Filling signing off for WZBD Radio.